In a significant show of force, the United States Marine Corps has deployed elements of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit Special Operations capable to the Venezuelan coast. Spearheading the operation, Battalion Landing Team 3/6, reinforced with light armored vehicles (LAV), executed a coordinated amphibious landing under the cover of naval and aerial support. The landing force, transported ashore via landing craft air cushion (LCAC) and amphibious assault vehicles, stormed the coastline at first light. The initial wave secured a beachhead, allowing follow-on forces to disembark with heavy weapons and logistical support. Within minutes, armored columns pushed inland, establishing defensive perimeters and reconnaissance positions to monitor Venezuelan military activity in the vicinity. Marine combat engineers moved swiftly to clear obstacles along the shoreline, ensuring rapid mobility for armored elements and infantry units. Tactical communications were established with offshore command elements aboard an Amphibious Ready Group (ARG), ensuring seamless coordination between sea, air, and ground assets. The operation unfolds against the backdrop of heightened U.S.-Venezuela tensions. Washington has accused Caracas of destabilizing the region through weapons, trafficking, and alignment with hostile foreign powers. In response, the U.S. Southern Command ordered a forward projection of Marine forces in the Caribbean, signaling both deterrence and readiness for sustained operation. The amphibious assault represents a high-visibility demonstration of American power projection capabilities. The deployment of a special operations-capable Marine Expeditionary Unit underlines Washington's intent to maintain rapid response readiness across multiple domains: land, sea, and air. Although Pentagon officials have not confirmed direct combat engagements, rules of engagement remain classified but robust, according to senior defense sources. The Marines have been instructed to establish presence, secure landing zones, and maintain pressure along the Venezuelan coastline while avoiding unnecessary escalation unless provoked. Close air support assets, including AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters and AV-8B Harrier II strike aircraft, remain on standby aboard amphibious assault ships stationed offshore. Meanwhile, PATE, Amphibious Poseidon reconnaissance aircraft and unmanned aerial systems provide continuous intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance ISR coverage over contested airspace. Caracas has condemned the amphibious landing, branding it a direct act of aggression against its sovereignty. Venezuelan coastal defense units have reportedly mobilized, deploying patrol craft and shore-based missile batteries to monitor U.S. movement. State media outlets have vowed resistance against foreign intervention, though the scale of Venezuela's immediate military response remains unclear. This operation underscores the United States' ability to execute forcible entry operations in contested littoral environments, a capability central to Marine Corps doctrine. By conducting an amphibious assault in the Caribbean theater, U.S. forces demonstrate both tactical superiority and strategic reach, sending an unmistakable message not only to Venezuela but to any adversary observing American resolve. The coming days will determine whether this maneuver remains a deterrent demonstration or escalates into a prolonged military confrontation. What is certain is that the 22nd MEU SOC has now established a foothold, and the Marines of BLT 3/6 stand ready for follow-on missions should the situation deteriorate further. Following the initial amphibious assault, U.S. Marines of BLT 3/6 expanded their secured zone along the Venezuelan coastline. Infantry squads fanned out in coordinated fire teams, pushing beyond the surf zone and into coastal terrain dominated by dense vegetation and scattered civilian infrastructure. Light armored vehicles provided overwatch with their 25mm chain guns and mounted heavy machine guns, ensuring immediate fire superiority should Venezuelan units attempt to counterattack. Combat engineers established fortified positions using concertina wire, sandbag emplacements, and portable barriers, creating a hardened perimeter around the landing site. Logistics elements began unloading supplies, ammunition, fuel, and medical equipment from LCAC, preparing the Marines for sustained operations inland. Offshore, the USS Bataan Amphibious Ready Group maintained a combat-ready posture. Deck crews worked at full tempo, preparing MV-22 Osprey tiltrotor aircraft for rapid troop insertion and extraction mission. H-1Z Viper helicopters conducted continuous combat air patrols, circling above the battlefield to deter Venezuelan aircraft from approaching the contested airspace. Further out to sea, Arleigh Burke-class destroyers stood guard, their Aegis combat systems providing ballistic missile defense and precision strike capability if ordered. U.S. Navy Paid Ampere's Poseidons relayed real-time ISR data to Marine commanders, mapping Venezuelan troop movements and identifying potential choke points for armored advances. Inside Venezuela, coastal defense regiments began mobilizing in response. Local reports indicated that Venezuelan artillery batteries were repositioned inland, while small patrol boats attempted to shadow U.S. amphibious ships. Unverified footage from social media suggested that Russian-made Su-30 fighter jets conducted low-altitude passes near the coastline, signaling Caracas's determination to contest American presence. Despite these maneuvers, Pentagon officials confirmed that no direct clashes had yet occurred. However, commanders on the ground warned that the proximity of Venezuelan forces to Marine positions created a flashpoint environment where even a small miscalculation could ignite a larger engagement. Military analysts assess that the U.S. amphibious assault is not designed for full-scale invasion, but rather to establish a strategic lodgment, a foothold from which future operations can be launched if escalation demands it. This could include interdiction of smuggling routes, seizure of critical infrastructure, or demonstration of freedom of maneuver in contested littoral zone. The rapid arrival of 22nd MEU SOC demonstrates the United States Expeditionary Warfare Doctrine in action, the ability to project power ashore anywhere in the world at short notice and with overwhelming combined arms superiority. Neighboring states are watching the situation with unease. Colombia and several Caribbean nations have expressed support for U.S. operations, citing shared concerns over Venezuelan destabilization. Conversely, regional allies of Caracas, including Cuba and Nicaragua, have denounced the landing as an imperialist incursion. Strategists warn that the Venezuelan theater could quickly expand into a regional crisis, pulling in both allies and adversaries of Washington. As Marine units continue to consolidate their positions, the eyes of the world remain fixed on the Venezuelan coastline, where a single spark could transform a demonstration of force into open warfare.